Flip this to go to the back. Alright. So I tried to flip the camera to go to the back. It's not working. Alright, I got it right this time. Alright, so quick synopsis. There was a lot of coral that I pulled out of the 180. Though it probably doesn't look like I pulled anything. I pulled out a good number of corals out of here in order to fill the 120. I mean, so far so good. You know, a few hiccups here and there. Also, I changed the way that my flow pattern is going. So as you see right now, this pump is not on. It turns on once for a minute, and then it turns off. It turns on for a minute, and it turns off for a minute. So that's good for me as far as keeping good steady flow in here. I turned the returns to kind of go sort of inward, and then this pump over here is continuously on. So this one never really turns off. It just changes flow patterns throughout the day. So I mean, so far so good. There's a couple corals that I inbound this week to fill in a couple dead areas. Lately I've been getting colonies in, and I've been fragging the actual colonies in order to fill in these spots to start making more mini colonies. I actually got a nice frag from my buddy today. It's that Mystic. I know you always hear Mike talk about the Mystic. I actually really like the Mystic, and I mean it's not a small teeny tiny piece. It's a good frag. So we'll go off that. Another thing I've noticed with this tank, my jack-o'-lantern has exploded with growth. I mean, that guy is like retardedly growing. I just happened to look at the frag from an angle, and it's already encrusting all the way down the back. It's starting to come in the front a little bit, so I was like, yeah, you know, my jack-o'-lantern, which is probably my favorite coral ever, is encrusted. I was happy about that, but I didn't know how much growth it actually had. Another thing I did was I irritated on purpose my bubble tip anemones. I just irritated them, and hopefully I can make them move so I can use that real estate. I actually want to take it and put it to this tank. So this tank, my wife's two little clownfish, they're a breeding pair. Right now they're the only fish in here. I threw in some GSP, more GSP, her meat coral, that neon, was it cactus coral or something like that, lettuce coral. Pretty much all softies. There's one frag, you probably can't see it with this view, of digitata, and I'm just gonna test it. And I threw a frag of SPS at the top, and I'm gonna test this tank and see if it can handle. Another thing I did was I threw all the Duncans over here, and they seem to be coming out, which they were not doing. I think it was the fish picking at them over in the 180. And plate coral that has seen better days. He was actually under a rock. I stuck these Dasani lights inside of this old metal highlight harness I had to give it a sleeker look. You know, I don't want it all these lights just going. I just threw the 4 Dasanis inside of it, and that was it. So it was good to go for me. Still trying to, clean up this tank. This guy did not do this tank well. I stuck my Reef Octopus skimmer in it, my lights on it. I still use his original sump. I gotta wait later on this week. The Apex that powers this tank is actually gonna power this one as well. I have the box right here, but for right now I'm using a actual power strip, because that box, I don't have a USB right now that can reach all the way over. You see I got all my lines running to this tank, and I ordered the little things that cover up all these wires to give it a clearer look. Try to go up with a couple lines and just a solid white thing across it. My dog was going crazy in the garage. My female husky is in heat, and he is not happy that he cannot get none. I'm sorry. But yeah, so far so good. I know I don't get the chance to upload a ton of videos, but I try to get to it when I can. You know, I'm always really busy, but that's what I'm up to. Thanks.